When you enter Hokma, you've come into the dashboard. This is the view that you see first. Here you've got some common things like your verse of the day, the recent books that you've interacted with, and your notes.
And by the way, for now we loaded already a couple of 300 books more. We focus on Puritans. It means we have only Puritans on this moment, and even with elements like Tulip, like Heidelberg Catechism, and elements where we loaded what is 300 books or so on this moment.
Yes, about 340 titles we've ingested so far, but we've planned about 1,000 for the MVP launch.
Yeah. And my investment for a charity in India, what I donated in the past years ago, we have a library of 16,000 books, most Puritans, and they all are old books from hundreds of years. That means they have no copyright, etc. And we have a product, Undoc, which is unique, even with the responsibility of Agalia built, where maybe Agalia is good in a few minutes to explain the value of Undoc. Where every structured, unstructured document could be a semantic element in even in the Rapid family. Explain that a little, Agalia, before we are forgetting this.
Yeah. So Undoc is an intelligent document processing solution. It is like it's not a real product, but it's a set of building blocks that we came up with.
An accelerator is maybe.
Yes, yeah. Solution accelerator, that's what we call it. So which helps us to build rapidly.
Like what we did with the landing zone. Maybe compare it to a little.
Yeah, so landing zone is like a pre-configured environment we have, and it's easy to start for customers when they are going to the cloud. So you put those that environment in place with all these configured security and other policies, and then you can bring your workloads in. Similarly, we have built a set of building blocks around Google Cloud's document AI solution and other Vertex AI solutions, with which you can automate document processing. So for example, ingesting thousands of documents and then running an OCR on it, splitting them, and then processing them, extracting entities, and also plug in more intelligent and AI-based services where you can do further downstream processing, and finally integrating with your backend system. So that is what this Undoc does. So it could be in
a very good example, Agalia, what we see with Hoyer, more than a $12 million product, is a leading transportation system in the world. And there we had already all this, say, transportation documents operational, and especially in the procure to pay area and all those elements where we have it. And the strong point in Undoc, in my opinion, is that the human is flexible, always available. The perfect is the enemy of the good. And if you do this stuff, it has to be perfect, then you missed a lot. But same we do with Rapid, with the coding element, and the last element could be Java coder. It's the same in Undoc. The last element could be still executed by the knowledge worker.
Yeah, so we have something called the verification app. So that is part of the process. And like you said, in transportation industry, for Hoyer, we are going to work on like 31 plus documents. It could be your safety data sheet or your price list, which are complex 100, 400 pages of documents. Again, in retail also, we are working with customers like IACAMP, where they have this product brochures, which are again 400, 500 page documents with pictures and tables and all kind of unstructured information, which can be processed, extracted, and then you can set up your data of what products you sell, and then have a product configurator on top of it, which people can choose what they want. So we are working in different industries where documents are there from beginning to the end of the process, and this is a very valuable solution component that we offer.
Yeah, especially theological, where you have pictures and more elements and AI-driven elements from old books. It could be a good beneficial elements to translate data in books to more semantic elements in the learning, where we see also the value of Undoc could be also an interesting value in Hokma.
Yeah, that is right. So we use a part of it, like how we split those documents, because you have 5,000, 6,000 page documents sometimes. So the Undoc core components are helpful for splitting them, extracting based on the layout of the documents. But then we move on to the agentic AI part with the RAG architecture, where we embed these the content. We split them, we embed them, and then we give it as a tool for this tutor agent, which is able to, based on the question, identify the nearest match, pick up the right passage in the right book, also a couple of books, put them together, and then give you with reference. So it's like a combination, I think, in this solution.
Thank you. Let's give it a little, the unique value we have as a private company, and the rights as a private company, me as a family shareholder from everything, to come with a real promising element in this Hokma theological world. Let's get now, and therefore we take it serious. That means we have even top talented people in Comatur, in the MVP are working from Vanburg therein, there's the rapid employees, where we can focus in a small team as a startup in Hokma with Ian and a few guys more on the theological side with theological people. And then we have the professionals around us who likes it very much and see also benefits in other areas. In the way I should say what we have learned. People enjoy it. Maybe you can explain more. It's your team also, Galia. What were the experience of the people in this area the last months?
So we have the architect who was like around 15 years of experience, and he started his career in Vandenberg, of course, and he has worked in the the Composer, the low-code, no-code platforms. And we also have the senior people working, as well as we also have people from with very development experience working in this project. It's not a big team though, Mr. Bond. We have around 4 developers and a key architect. And we also, whoever is involved in leading Undock and leading agentic AI are very much involved in this project, because it is like kind of a very interesting project for us to be involved, because we will be building those underlying library components which we can use also for our other business solutions. So it is a strong team that is leading this.
And as you say, although, yeah, indeed, small, but we do all small things, but it's the same profession, what we do like in a project like Hoyer or what we do for Solvay. That's quite unique, because normally in a startup, you never have this type of elements. And that is what we see a important element. Okay, Ian, we go further to you and then explain now more here.
Yes, so I'd like to explain more about the app now. So let's say I'm a student and I come into the app and I want to search something related to, let's say, the grace of God. I just want to search or explore more. Normally, I just do a keyword search with the internet, but with Hokma, now I've just searched the grace of God, and it then gives me.
Are you related books? What?
Yes. Yes, it shows me a list of all relevant books that are talking about the grace of God. If I click over to the Bible tab, it also shows me verses in the Bible that do talk about.
Based on the New King James Version, but you put in only one, but over time we bring more in. But for the MVP, you took.
Yes, for now it's just the New King James Version, but we will introduce other titles over time. So for now, this is just a search based on the meaning of what you're searching. But if you want to go a step further, you could also start a conversation, as you see in the button below. When you do that, this then starts a live conversation with our LLM.
A little notebook LM type of.
Yes, very similar to Notebook LM, where you can have a conversation with whatever you ask based on all the context of all the books that we have.
And I like here what you see. That you see, we took a lot of value to the traceability. Here you see the points. That means you can the books are already isolated in Google therein, and then again for students with copyright and element that you can trace it back.
Yes, this is a very important thing in today's day of AI and agentic AI, where you need to know where the source is coming from. So that's where we've brought a Notebook LM like UI, where you have references to each answer. Right there, you can get a quick brief of what it's explaining, where the source is pulled from, or you could directly click and enter into that part of the book to continue reading more about it. As you can see, when I clicked into it, it opened a new panel in the left now with.
And explain the color. That means this is related to the color or what you do, or so. What was it?
Yes, so it highlighted the part that the reference was taken from.
The prompt. Related to the prompt.
Yes, related to the prompt. And While it's doing this, we also didn't want to lose context of the chat window. So we keep the chat conversation preserved on the right. So the user can continue reading or continue prompting in the chat conversation to go forward. What the user can also do is, now that they're in a passage, let's say they like this particular passage or they want to do some more functions on it, the user can highlight a selected text from any book, and then we bring a list of interesting features that we can do based on that text. So I'll start from the bottom. One is, obviously we can highlight them.
Yeah, that's the same what I did in the colors. What I use in the past a little. What you say, that means every color could have a meaning.
Yes, this is something we learned from Olive Tree Bible with Mr. Barnes' usage, where we had different colors for different meanings. Like blue could be godly, or red could be beware of it.
Blue could be a little godly, red could be blood, or red. Yeah.
Yes. So this is something we're going to incorporate into the app. But along with this, we're also thinking of including suggestions for the user. So user can have their own personal style of highlighting or writing notes. And over time, we will learn from the user's behavior and start suggesting things as they read. Along with this, now we also have a translate feature. Right now, it's about 6 languages, but we intend to bring a lot more languages over time. So, for example,
translation due to Google Translation become very, very simple now.
Yes, and this is also using Gemini for translation, so it's a little more advanced than just a normal translate.
Yeah.
And here you see you've got the.
Is it Tamil or Telugu? What is this?
This is Tamil text that you've seen. I've just translated it from.
Yeah.
But the LLM also works both ways. You
see here the semantic data, the metadata, where everything is real and inline, where you can follow it.
Yes. You can also talk to it in your own language as well, and it can explain to you in English. For example,
that means I notebook LM I learned the last month. I do a lot in Dutch. It's very interesting. It means that you have more or less the notebook LM type of search could even be over time also here available.
Yes, absolutely. Here for now, I've asked it to explain more in detail, and I've entered the Tamil text. It understands the context that this passage is from Ephesians.
Okay, that means in English you bring a prompt with a Tamil text, and immediately they give the explanation here in English what it means.
Yes, exactly. The key points and what it totally means, along with one reference that it found from another book.
So okay. Even the reference from other books are even coming then. Yeah.
Exactly. So when it gives an explanation, it does it based on the context of all the books that we've given.
Yeah.
So like you see, it works both ways. Along with this, you can also add notes. You can. For now, it's just a simple note, but over time we have in-text notes and shareable notes too that you can share with other people to collaborate on. So you can save the note this way.
Yeah.
You also have another feature called related passage.
The notes are personally, but it could be easy, very simple to collaborate. Everything is based on collaboration, and even a workflow, what we see with Cortex Composer, even could help us a little therein. But it's what we did already long ago. It's study to think to compose the stuff on the workflow, and that's one of the strong points in the composer part. But even then, here I have it private anywhere, and I can share it and collaborate with others with Bible study or in students, etc. That is one of the foundations, I think, for the product.
Yes, absolutely. So moving on, we've also got 3 other really cool features. First one's called related passages. So this is while you're reading within a passage, you can then find out various other materials that's talking about the same passage. You've got historical background, which then
the beauty what I missed in Olive Tree, you have now kind of a workbench in the middle where you can combine everything immediately, can store it.
Yes. So so as you can see, it tries to give you a historical background of whatever you've selected. You can still continue having a conversation with the LLM as you're doing this as well. Finally, with the in-text features, we also have a summarize. that gives a brief summary of whatever you're explaining. So if you've got large texts, you can just get a quick summary explanation of what that means.
And again, what we learn, this what we see in Notebook LM, or the other is these three forms. What is schema? What is it? We even try to do it. What we call it. If you see this schema, this
mind map.
Mind map, yeah, that's also an important element, I think, to bring other contents and because that's in theological one of the most amazing elements. What Ames made is one of the guys from Socrates in the past was very complicated, and they learned more in the 17th century in a mind map way. And it was its mind map is always splitting it, and I think in AI it could be an extremely important element, this mind map. But I try to explain a little, yeah.
We will bring that in, Mr. Ban. That's one of the cool features in Notebook LM. I think we can try and bring this here so that it can, any passage or a whole book, if you want to convert it into a mind map and then go through it, would be good. We will work on that. We have it on our backlog.
Yeah, and another element is what you see in technology stuff. You see the wording element with letters bigger and smaller. Sometimes it could be good. Maybe if people give a sermon or some things, are you talking over Jesus Christ or not, or anywhere? That means you see. Can we even do it over time to make the wording a little bigger? Suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we call it? I don't know the name of it, but.
We will have a feature coming up where we can adjust the font size, the bold, the visibility.
I need more. Suppose that I do a study from 20 pages, and out of this study, some words are coming big, some small. Then you see already the phonetic elements, the characteristics, what words are more used, important, that could give even a good research input.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We will try to show it in a structure that's more clear, giving emphasis on core points and subheadings. And
okay, continue.
Make it better for the user. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's in a clear way. It's done very easy to read. The way it's very good. Yeah.
Yes, and we've tried to clearly separate the sections so it's clear to the user what's the chat conversational part.
Okay, and immediately you can even go to podcasts over time.
Yes, so along
use the Google podcast and with different voices. What could even be some things?
Yes, so for now what we've built is we've got the detailed section here where you have a quick summary of the entire document.
Yeah.
Along with this, we just have a simple read aloud right now.
Let's read aloud. Okay.
We are not hearing it.
Okay, yeah, no, right now, so it's just a read aloud where it reads around a quick summary of the book. But over time, we're looking to incorporate Notebook LM podcast like feature.
Or we can give it to Notebook LM via the podcast, or we bring the podcast here, but it could be easy. And here, maybe you can make some specific podcasts with some specific voices. Maybe some people like not to anywhere to combine it a little. In some people like not to have jokes or so in it, or maybe there are opportunities, a lot what Google brings us, I think, a little to have a kind of an interesting output.
Yes, we certainly should have the option to select the tone, the type of response it is. And moreover, we are also looking to incorporate an interactive mode like they have in Notebook LM. So you can start having a conversation, talk back, and it responds back to you.
Maybe we use your father for it, and we take your father's voice for it, and then he can optimize his sermons or so. But okay, it's a joke.
Yes, definitely, yes. Yeah, so as you can see, this is pretty powerful. It's just using the context of the entire book. We've also added an
frequent questions. That means it automatically here we can generate already frequent asked questions.
Yes, so as you can see, I click this, it's showing me about 8 questions. All of these questions are generated by the LLM. For example, what are the decree of God refers to? And these are questions that people might have or might not ask, but the LLM intelligently thought about questions that could be useful for you to learn based on the context. So this is the book read view. We also on the top, if you click on the Bible app, we enter into the Bible. So we have a view where you can have 2 books the Bible and another book open at the same time,
Oh, that's nice.
along with a chat bot on the right.
Okay.
So you could have a commentary open on the side, and as you scroll in your Bible, the commentary will also follow along, like
Yeah.
it does with Olive Tree Bible.
Yeah.
And these are things we aim to add over time. As you can see, it's really intuitive UI. You can toggle off, toggle on sections as you like.
Yeah.
So you can have the view exactly to how you'd like to when you're reading along.
You see, as you know, if you're now looking to Lotus, or if you look to EVC, it's very expensive, but very simple in the UI, I think. This and even with what you see, Olive Tree.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
I
still
just
a bit
want-
unclear.
Agalia?
Yeah, I want to highlight one thing because, on the reader side, I think we have still some work to do, how we represent the content and highlight certain things, etc. But what I saw as very powerful, because I'm a novice here, I'm not a theological student, but when I come here and then I ask questions without opening a book, I say, okay, how do I handle my grief? And then the kind of answers it brings from different books and sermons, and then I ask follow-up questions, and I ask, okay, will meditation help? Does the Bible support meditation? How should I? And then it brings in such beautiful passages where you don't know where to go and look, but then this assistant is able to bring from grounded by all this information, and then it's so addictive because it answers your questions, bringing in the right relevant things, and then if you want, you can click and read a book. So
Yeah.
that's what I really love.
Yeah, and then you read it, you adopt much more.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Yes, it makes you more curious and want to learn more and read more. I found the same as well in my experience using Hokma.
And also the translation is really brilliant. I was checking the Tamil language, and the way it was translated was exactly, like how for example, in the Tamil Bible, how those words will be framed.
Yeah.
It was like that. So I think translation is also good, and it helps people who cannot really assimilate or understand this kind of language in certain books. Even if you know English, sometimes it's difficult to understand in a particular context, right?
Yeah.
So when it's in your own language, it's much better to.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And this can over time also maybe help a lot of translation ministry when in bringing a lot of Puritan type of books into regional languages of many people. So over time, maybe it could help understand an entire book in their own language.
And others can use it maybe for legal. I have a grandson who is a judge, and it means he can the same, instead of you can say you have maybe the legal Bible or the healthcare Bible. If the Bible is one of the oldest real, I should say, academical study elements from hundreds of years ago. And if you can do it in theological elements, you can do it even in other areas over time for other purposes.
Yeah, we had a couple of weeks back a discussion with some professors from Erasmus University, and we showed this, and they were very interested, and they asked questions like, okay, so we help the students to study, which is very good. Can it also help professors? Like, we want to give some assessments and assignments, and will the AI help us to moderate those things and evaluate those assessments? So we were discussing from both angles how both the student and the teachers can benefit. And the professors were asking, can we upload our notes? And all these things are possible. So you can set the context, the domain, and then reconfigure it for any domain, like you say, it could be legal or any particular topic.
But even indeed for professors, could be good for them even, and with assistance, and then the students to decouple these ones and intuitive elements. That means professors could even feel the freedom they have also to isolate their knowledge for themselves for a while before the others can pick it up. Or so I think it could be also a very professional element.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now moving on to the last section we've built, we have the library screen.
Yeah.
This is a page where you have access. When you click on all books, you have access to all the books that we've ingested in the application. And you can.
You have something even from Ferguson, from Sinclair Ferguson already,
I think,
or Alison Beck. Or see, okay,
books, Tulip, for example.
My son Gert-Jan built this book from Tulip. Yeah.
Yes, the 5 points of Calvinism. you can add that to your library and then later use it for resources within your own context. So, all of these books are available. We plan to. These books are usually really expensive normally, but we plan to have all of these books included in the app for everyone using it. With just
what we could do, maybe you have a lot of books are free from copyright, but even we can do what I believe must. You can go to these important readers and say, okay, give us a cheap offer, and then the students can buy it later on. If you have the book yourself, you can even download the book. You are not able to copyright, but for yourself, you have all the rights to read it. If you buy a book, etc. But on the same moment, maybe they can send the PDF or so, and for a little amount of money, they can maybe make good pocket money to many students in video, if it is cheap, can adopt it like we did in the music, etc. Could be even for writers an attractive instrument that we make deals with them.
Yes, deals with the writers, with publications to get our.
They can publish it, and we say now for $1 or $50 or so, you can download the book for one person on your own, and then and the student is paying, and we can be the intermediary between then the publishers and the community over time.
Yes, certainly. Something we can bring in.
Yeah, nice.
So this is what we've built so far. We also have a quick sign-in page, that user login that we built, and a quick profile screen, a profile page that we built right now. But we plan on building a lot more features, like some of them we've discussed, like the curriculum builder for the teacher, a sermon helper for ministers to prepare sermons. And also over time, we also want to bring a learning collaborative space where people can have online learning sessions, and the LLM takes in the context of what's been taught as well, and give resources related to the teaching as they're learning.